it is unfortunate that I am giving this speech when Rabbi Gershom is not there, who was claiming that if we shall not be united, he may even form another organization. Didn't you hear that? So the solution to Abayudaya, first, let's look for the ways of unity. Put aside everything. If we don't find that solution, what you are doing will be in fragments. This is it. If you are Jewish, or as we are here, you are trying to make some manyangas, corruption, what? Never unity will come. With unity we had been united. But if there are some people who are developing corrupt minds, those are the people who are creating disunity. And if you talk of them, they think you are now abusing them. It's not true. We are just commenting on you to change the behavior. Unless we learn to apologize. If you have made a mistake, and I say, Monsonyi Wawami. Although you will create another organization, it will be also in chaos. I'm telling you this. So, the first thing we should do, learn to apologize. Jews in Uganda, we had properties as Abayudaya. Those properties are the one causing the problem. Someone who you say, ekintu kyaffe kikomyewo ate banvumye. Is that true? So therefore, if someone comes and says, banvumye, you ask him or her, bakuvumye batya. If he tells you, bagambye mbuze nabe society ya Abayudaya, ngogamba atya, era yi society yabwe ye. Mulida. Naye bwe mwana agamba, unity tejja kujja ng'amazima n'obwenkanya tebuli. Tunyotuddeyo ewa Hashem. Tubeere n'amazima n'obwenkanya. Nze kati ne bw'onvuma oti akosere mutu. Ekyo nakyo kivumu. Enviiri zino okutukula nakyo kivumu. Ate agayindo gange ne bwe gabanga gapakala. Ekyo nakyo kivumu. Kasita tulongoosa empisa kyekigenda okutulongoosa. Naye saagala mwende okwekwasiriza nti kubanga ki tubuulire Abayudaya ekituufu. Tukole unity. Kakati njagala okubagamba waliwo ekigize ekipya nti tulina okuyiga Olwebbulaniya. Ate mwe bennyini mugambye kati tosobola kutwala ku primary ki otwaleyo Olwebbulaniya enankuusi enasenye totwalayo nga tulina amasomero gaffe ge tubadde tutandikizaamu naye omuntu n'ageekwata. Kakati bw'oyogera otyo ati banfumire ekiraddewo tubadde tufunye we tutandikira Olwebbulaniya. Tutandikira ku masomero gaffe ge tulina. Simanyi n'enamutumba gyeri tutandikira eyo. Naye omuntu okwekwata nti akasomero ka namutumba ka muntu omu oyo bo be batulemeseezo unity. Muli n'olwekyo tutandikiraawo mubuulire delegate waffe nti tewali akuvuma oba mubuulire omuntu yena. Kuba ebigambo bino mbadde njagala ebyogerenga naye tewali amuvuma, wabula tunoonyereze ani alina kiki ekintu kino kitukomezaawo kuba naye mwennyini ajja kusigalamu.
Every time we have disagreement and then we break away, we are breaking away from Israel. That means we are breaking away from Israel. And yet we are supposed to unite and support Israel. So I think whoever is here and can talk to our delegate, let that person tell him to change that statement, because it's not going to help us. So please continue.
The rabbis, as he said, the first delegate said, the rabbis also must know that they have also mistakes. Because when we were discussing on the platforms, I realized also rabbis were commenting rudely, though the chief rabbi was not commenting. So we failed to understand who is the rabbi and who is the common man. If the rabbi is also interrogated in the confusion. So we should give fame and we should give respect, as it says, to the rabbis. They read a lot to make us understand. And also they must know that they are reading a lot to make us become a Jewish Jew. Thank you very much.
Leadership of ZIMU to be organizing several workshops to make sure that it includes everyone into this workshop. That's the way the voice of Mr. JJ will come out. Mine is about the unity. How are we going to bring unity into Abayudaya communities across the country? When you look at the principle number 1, it has responsibility and a mutual understanding for each and everyone, because they have highlighted it. ZIMU as a federation, and as explained very well, who is the leader of ZIMU. We have several Zionist organizations here in Uganda right now. We have Marukas, where I belong to. We have Herut, that's Orthodox. I urge you, the ZIMU leadership, to integrate all these organizations in these 5 years before the election, the next election. The second thing is that if you want to bring more unity, is to create departments or committees into the ZIMU organization, whereby some of the people who are qualified into those committees involve them. It will be the best way of making sure that we bring unity into all the other Jewish communities in Uganda. Thank you.
The delegate clearly said that if the platform on which information concerning ZIMU is passed on to its members steps away from its main intentions and becomes a fighting place, he will not be part of that. And he said clearly, he rather puts up his own ZIMU, meaning that it's a conditional statement. He didn't intend and he didn't mean to say that he's going to form a ZIMU organization. People who have known principles of registration, you can never write or register another ZIMU in Uganda when already ZIMU exists to the Uganda National Registration Service Bureau. That's what I wanted to say first. But that wasn't my point. Our main point is how do we strengthen our Jewish communities in Uganda. And the talking point is unity. My teachers told me that when you are setting up objectives, they must be achievable. So if you want to promote unity or unity in Abayudaya, what do you want to see? Are we not united? Because people are here coming from different places. Dr. Uli comes from Puti, Nasen. I come from Namanyoni. He comes from Namutumba, Mukono, Kampala. What do we want to see in unity? So, my suggestion and request, as ZIMU, let us set objectives which shall be easier to get the KPI, key performance indicators. Otherwise, we shall have objectives which are not achievable. Therefore, in my opinion, I think that if you want to promote unity in Abayudaya, we must distinguish and separate two things. We need to have an organ of the spiritual leaders, like Madam Rachel said, running on the right hand side with its activities, programs, reporting to us, the common people, the communities. Secondly, we have another organ of the politicians and probably our community projects running on the left hand, reporting to us, the common people. We shall know whom to blame. Take an example. We are all of us here blaming and trying to focus our mind and attention to a few individuals, even activities which are not in their areas of jurisdiction. Somebody opens up a school in Amutumba, it fails to work, and then they say, Elia who is in Amanyoni is the cause of that failure, the failure of that school. Why? Because we have not separated the responsibilities of these two organs. Let us give time and assign them to the spiritual leaders department to do their work, reporting to all of us who are here. Then you have another wing of the projects, also doing their activities and obligations, reporting to all of us who are here. That is my submission. Thank you so much.
Waliwo ebintu bye tulina okukola ngaffe nga tusetinga ndoza tugambe a yardstick such that abantu abalala balabe batunuulire basobole okumanya nti abantu abo ddala balina omutonzi mu masekkati gaabwe. So ebintu ebyo tubikola oba tetubiriiko. Lwaki ate naffe tweyisanga bali ate omutonzi bayagala ffe tubasetingire ki yardstick balabire ku ffe. So tukola biki ebyo ddala ebimu bivumaganyisa n'omutonzi waffe ne tulemesa n'abantu okuba nti basobola n'okujja mu Buyudaaya. Bagamba yiyi ate naffe tukola ebyo ate nabo bagamba ebyo ate nabo bali bwe bati. So tulinawo njawulo ki ddala nga tugamba nti twagala ono atufuge bulungi, twagala ono atukulembere bulungi, twagala bino bibe bwe biti, naye nga tetulina njawulo. So tuddeyo tutuule wansi oba tudde mu barabayi mutuyigirize mutusomese naffe tukakkane, kubanga oluusi muyinza otusomesa ebintu ate ne tulanga nammwe mubimenye, ate bwe tubavunaana oba bwe tubagambako ate ne munyiiga. Naye nga ddala tuddeyo ku nnono oba ku mutonzi atwagaza kukola biki.
Ekisooka bwe twenda okukola kyetweta unit tulina okubalansinga tutya. Tusana tulina ebibiina bingi. ZIMU tugiwe obuvunaanyizibwa obukola structure n'okupaledinga ekintu ekijja okugasa abantu twena nga kiri headed by ZIMU. Obuzibu bwe tulina nti ZIMU eri kukulembera aye ate eri abali kwenda okukulembera ki ZIMU. Titujja kukulembera ZIMU, tajja kukulembera nga eriyo n'abali kwenda okukulembera ki ZIMU. Titujja kutambula. Tuwe ZIMU obuvunaanyizibwa obukola buli kimu. Abakulembeze twetwala okuba nti tulina ekitiibwa ino pride. Era abakulembeze ebiseera ebisinga pride de tulina titwenda kudikaikania. Bwendogera nze ne Hemaya nakoba katugeze Mukiibi nti kyolikola tikituufu. Mukiibi abona nga nze alikola ki alikola kibi okumunenya kyalikola ekitu ekibi olw'okuba muki mukulembeze abakulembeze tutaikaikanya ebitiibwa titujja kuba na united oba twenda oba titwenda. We should come down and we should sort our prides. Oba nti oli rabbi nakuba nti rabbi ekyokoze tikituufu nkwakaine oli ku mwenge nakuba nti kyokoze tikituufu, it doesn't mean nti tukwenda oba I hate you, no. Naye kitegeeza nti I'm correcting you on something you are doing. Era bwe tunaikiriza ekyo tujja kuba ni unity.
Neyanziza ino baba
akwaita kadindaalo banjita Ishmael bin Abraham Tagayi ne balya entebe ya ZIMU omulimu gwe mukolere.
What should we do as Abayudaya to forge unity or to take Judaism from this level we are right now to another level, up to the highest level? And the floor is open. I'll be moving around with the microphone.
Batutya omubintu nga tetuli kukwatagana naye nga waliwo gye twakukwataganira.
The first thing in Judaism is to respect a fellow Jew. Respect him very, very highly, okay? We have days like Yom Kippur, we know very, very well. You cannot go before the mighty God when you have not repented towards a Jew. So Judaism in itself teaches us how we can relate to each other and how we can build capacity, friendship, love a Jew like you love yourself, okay? A Jew is like your real blood brother as long as he's Jewish. So with all that we know, how can we fail to go from one level to another? Shalom. Those are my words.
The leadership of ZIMU, community spiritual leaders, ladies and gentlemen, shalom. We gathered here today for a community dialogue on Zionism with the aim of learning about Zionism and to discuss ideas onto which the Federation can prepare strategic plans that are in line with both the community demands and the Zionist ideology. ZIMU having been officially admitted as a Uganda Zionist Federation in 2025, it is entitled to funding from WZO, World Zionist Organization, at least twice every year. And it is important for the Federation to engage in activities that promote and strengthen the Abayudaya community. Today's gathering also demonstrates unity within the Abayudaya community, where members of different affiliations and communities are able to come together and discuss matters concerning the Abayudaya community with one voice. When we talk about ZIMU being the voice of Abayudaya community, we project an environment where Reform, Conservative, and Orthodox Jews from Central, Eastern, and Northern Uganda are able to speak with one voice in unity and work together on matters that strengthen their communities in Judaism and other social matters. It was therefore important to have this dialogue where Zionist knowledge is passed through the synagogue leadership to its members who may be either members of the Federation and to those that intend to join the Federation in the near future, thanks to the ZIMU leadership. Zionist Movement Uganda has 3 core objectives. That includes advocacy for Israel, promotion of Aliyah, and strengthening of Abayudaya Jewish communities. ZIMU has promoted Aliyah even before becoming a federation, and it was a strong voice from Uganda working with Ahava, the partnership of Abayudaya rights, during the Yosef Chivita Aliyah process, and was able to engage with many people and officers responsible for Aliyah, including the Jewish Agency Israel Prime Minister's office and the Israeli Religious Action Center, and also working with different people who helped in the process. During the process, we found out that the Abayudaya community is known, and our 2 qualified rabbis are known in Israel, but none of them is recognized for purposes of Aliyah. For the Abayudaya community to be recognized for purposes of Aliyah, we need to have our existing rabbis registered and recognized by the Israel government. Prepare a Jewish conversion curriculum which must run between 9 months to 18 months for whoever wants to convert or reconvert for purposes of Aliyah. The curriculum must be registered and accredited by the Israel government. The Federation eagerly awaits the establishment of the Abayudaya Rabbinate to be able to work with the elected head of the Rabbinate, who shall work as the chief rabbi of the Abayudaya community and also the head of the Jewish conversion curriculum, to ensure that he or she is registered and recognized by the Israel government through his or her Jewish movement, and to ensure that the Jewish curriculum is prepared and accredited by Israel for Aliyah purposes. In the spirit of strengthening the Abayudaya Jewish communities, we are actively working on the establishment of a governance system that runs from the synagogue level to the central level, where all Jews will have an opportunity to participate, not only in leadership at different levels, but also in activities that build their communities. The ultimate goal is to have Judaism registered and recognized as a religion in Uganda by the government with its headquarters at Nabugoye, and to redeem all community properties that are wrongfully held and managed by individuals within the community. At the apex, we envision the establishment of 3 interconnected arms of leadership that includes the General Assembly, the Executive, and the Rabbinate, ensuring that members from different affiliations like Reform, Conservative, and Orthodox participate in building and running the activities of their community with equal rights and privileges. A constitution was proposed for the same, but there was little or no time to discuss it after the leadership of Nabugoye became hostile to the process and totally frustrated all attempts to have a free mind discussion of the constitution. A genuine leader does not seek consensus, but he molds it. We did not abandon the cause, which we deeply believe in because of the frustrations, but chose to seek an alternative way of moving forward, and this included going to the High Court, where we were able to get authority to call an Abayudaya general meeting to discuss and make resolutions that leads to the fulfillment of the objective of registering Judaism as a religion, and also redeem all community properties back to the community, and to elect an interim leadership body to transit us from the old system to the new system of leadership. We are now working on getting a court order to be able to get security during the general meeting that shall be held at Nabugoye, the headquarters of Abayudaya Jewish community. We ask you all to please attend when called upon, and also encourage your community members to attend, because the general meeting will be the determinant of the future Judaism system for all Abayudaya, irrespective of which community or which affiliation. Therefore, it will be important for their views to be heard. As we work on the technicalities, I would like to create an open environment for discussion of the proposed constitution and to share ideas on how we can achieve the set objectives without frustrating them. 2 Kings chapter 18 to chapter 20. The real story I wanted to have where I have a topic is at chapter 20. But it is always good to have a story behind it. How Hezekiah became king, how he behaved with God, and so on and so forth. Then 20 talks about the story when he gets ill. And like Isaiah tells him, you are going to die, prepare your house. Why did he say prepare your house? Because afterwards, Hezekiah died. We all know he died. The other question is, after Hezekiah got ill, he recovered, there was emissaries from Lebanon. Was Lebanon or something? These people came, he showed them everything. Then Isaiah told him that as you have shown them, they will take. Let us know, why did Hezekiah celebrate when they said it's not your reign? Are we as leaders looking at that? Do we have anything to correct in our houses, in our souls, in our communities, in our everything? That's the one, because we are all going to die. But how are you dying? The other issue, would you celebrate if you made a mistake and you want your son or daughter to pay? Why did Hezekiah celebrate when it was his son that was going to be king next time? I thank you all for coming, and I wish you a safe journey back.